Hello. Um, it's been a while. I took a week break, but cleaned up the math, and I'm using more parts of the game engine to simplify some of the math, and it's just better, basically. So the sphere and everything attached to it, the entire game sphere, will always face where the player's head is or should be on the inside of the capsule. And that will always work even if a player is not in it, like now. And it also gets other axes of rotations from the capsule as well. And using this black and also technically blue axis of rotation from the center of the sphere to where the player's head should be, it uses that as an axis of rotation to rotate the player, but something's up with the way I calculate it with the blue axis, and well, nothing's wrong with how I calculate it. It's just these axes technically change based on how the sphere is rotating, so I needed another axis that doesn't depend on the sphere. Because if we zoom in here, you can see that these green, red, and okay, blue is broken, but whatever. You can see green and red aren't actually orbiting where they should be, because they should be orbiting like so. But the second we rotate the sphere, they lose where they should be in heavy air quotes. It's still accurate, but it's accurate to the rotation of the sphere. So I needed something disjointed from that. Anyway, I've also mapped the player rotation to just straight up here. Found something on Stack Overflow to help with that. Actually, forgot that was there, but whatever. The white axis just represents up and down for the sphere itself. There's not much about that. But, okay, those cubes that are orbiting the axes there, those are driven by this section here. So we take the time it takes in between each tick, multiply that by 600, and then we modulus, I'm not sure if it's used much other than in software engineering, but basically we divide something and take the remainder of it. So this will just clamp whatever value comes out of here in between 0 and 360. It's good for like a counter that you don't actually increment, because it's just the time between each tick. Actually, no, this is just tick time. It's not the time in between each tick. This just counts up indefinitely, so whatever. But then we use that as the angle for all of these axes of rotation. The axes of rotation are coming in from here. We have to transform them because we want the world axes applied to the play surface. The world contains the play surface, but they are actually disconnected. The world is what faces the capsule, but the play surface can freely rotate within however the world is oriented. Um, yeah, this is just applying that. This is taking in the joystick input. So picture it like the previous video. It's basically identical to how it was, except we also pipe it into the player rotation. Oh wait, no. X is left and right, Y is up and down on the joystick, and we just take those as angles to apply over time to the current rotation of the sphere on those two axes. So the green and red axis of rotation. So for up and down, we would want the sphere to rotate like that, so it rotates along the red axis, and left and right, we would want it to rotate like that around the green axis. So if I was to hop back in here, left and right, it uses the green, and then up and down, it uses red. And again, not much has changed on the inside. All I really did was change some of the math around getting the axes of rotation and stuff surrounding that. But with changing how that worked, I've fixed a few issues. So before, it was completely unreactive to how this was oriented. So we moved this around, it didn't care about anything. Although this is a significantly older version than what was in the video, it also applies. Or the previous video, I mean. Because the player wasn't even attached. But, voila. Significant progress. Because the math was wrong before, but now it's good. Next up, I think I'm gonna work on collision detection and some kind of player health, maybe? Something.